What's up, YouTube? This is another beautiful day in the markets. I'm going to be recapping the trade that I took today, closing off for 1K. It had been long since we got a 2 hour trade. It was like 1.8, 1.7, but now today, 2 hour. So let's just review the trade and hope you enjoy this. If you do, remember to leave a like and subscribe, man. Maybe sometime we might get to use YouTube to fund our trading journey, but it's all for the good. And yeah, just share this. So let's get going. Now we'll do it like this. All right, so going into the day, let me mark where market opened today around 9:30, which was here. All right, so going into the day, I was leaning bullish. So why is that? Checking the daily, we were still somewhere around here, and the market looked somehow bullish. And we had like these draws here. We had, multiple highs that I could target, but we didn't have any highs inside here because if you check the 4 hour instead, there is actually a big gap that could have led to some retracements lower, but looks like we broke through the gap and then we continued higher. Now, if you go down to the 1 hour, you can see that price was bullish, but we didn't have a solid place to retrace. We didn't retrace into this gap, but we did have this tiny small fair value gap here and this order block. Now going to the 15, let me remove this. Now price was currently here, but before it started pushing higher, we had this data high. Sorry, not this one actually. This one before market, yes. Trump is busy causing data highs day in, day out. So this was the data high here, and there was also not another data high created at around 1 a.m. in the morning. Don't know what happened here, but apparently we have a draw. I also marked this as a draw on liquidity. Now, going down to the 1 minute time frame. Okay, I thought it was going to embarrass me when I'm recording. Now, if we check around here at 9:30, you can see 9:30 we retraced a little bit lower, but we didn't like just run any liquidity. But I had this high here as my draw because it's a data high. Obviously, Trump is putting in data highs day in, day out. So maybe if we had run these lows, then I would have probably took some longs. But I mean, this was some good delivery. So this is just to say your entry model doesn't matter because when price is to go to a certain high, it does. So you can see probably some people entered here with maybe order blocks, CISD stuff. So entry models don't really count that much when it comes to trading. You just have to first find the draw, then the entry model comes next. So it's not the other way around. So since my draw was bullish, I had to wait until I'm able to take an entry. Like I wanted to adjust to what the entry model that I do take. So here I wanted to see if we can run at least some liquidity. We ended up running this low here, these lows at around 943. 944, and you can see at this low here when we go to ES hadn't run that low yet, I believe. Actually, yes, ES had run the low, but a lower low. Yeah, so there was an SMT here. It was yeah, a lower high. So we had this low here. What am I saying? Yes, so we ran this low here and we ended up leaving this SMT here. So there's an SMT. Now you can see price was obviously heading higher. And another thing is that if you check the 15-minute once again, we were in this small gap. So I was like, okay, we are currently not very strong. Price is not currently strong enough to display slower, to take out all the way, all these draws. And yes, it's possible that it might go all the way to these lows, but why did it do that at 9:30? All this trial and error signifies that okay, we are not probably going to go to this draw. So I was waiting for some longs to show up. Now, as price displaced higher at this candle, I saw that we could have a potential inversion. Check the 2 minute, and I saw that we had a potential inversion that I could long off of, this one right here. And This one here is a fair value gap limit for the market. Then we also had this IFVG. Now, since this row had met, obviously clear this, clear this. So it's like we were in the open, no clear draws on liquidity. So it was simply something that I can do like this. So I entered right there, put my stop somewhere around here. It was exactly 30 points, and I was targeting 2R, which was right here. So this is basically the trade. Now, it was really hard trying to move to break even because you can see, well, logically you should, the break even level should be this one here. But did I put it at break even right away? No, because I wanted to see how are we going to displace after we take out this break even. So we take it out, then we trace lower, which was a little bit scary, I'd say. But then we started displacing higher. After we ran this high here, then we retraced once more, then pushed higher. So at this candle here is where I moved to break even. Then I waited for 2R to get filled. So honestly, I didn't have a clear draw on liquidity. I'd say this trade was good, but it missed the draw on liquidity. So like there was no strong draw on liquidity. Well, except for targeting those daily targets, for which with a market that's been moving bullish without any strong retracements, I would at least first expect a retracement. So since we didn't get that, I was so much cautious about waiting for the retracement, because this could be the retracement that could end up dropping further. This could be the retracement, especially that we also had an inversion. So there were many possibilities that price could go lower. So that's why I ended up trailing once we had this high here, trailed my stop to break even here. And then since I was targeting full 2R, we missed take profit here by a few points because it was like around here. Then we retraced, then we ended up going higher. So I'd say there was some heat, a little bit of heat. Actually, I wouldn't consider it heat because losing is not bad. It's just that I'm trying to get rid of that mindset of looking at the P&L, or focusing more on the P&L. So I'd say this was a good one. Then we ended up hitting take profit right here for 62 points. And if I show the executions, you can see them right here. Whoa. Thank you. Don't embarrass me. Looks like Trade C doesn't want to show them. Let's refresh it. All right, so here are the executions. You can see we can do it like this. So I entered here, my stop was around this low. I entered at 26.46, which is the entry here, I believe. And we closed at 26.109. So that's like 60-ish points. So, and to show you that this is legit and I'm not faking it, can see the execution marks are real, nothing photoshopped. So I'd say very good trading day in general. Maybe we can keep getting some good days like this, even though I'm having a hard time trying to stay paid because I'm at work. But you know, what happens happens, and you know, if it's not meant to be, then let it be. I just want to simplify things and work as I should, because in the end it's not about the money and you know, living that lifestyle. It's about, you know, the freedom you get and the process. So it's simple. They say that the man who loves the journey walks more than the one who loves the destination. So I'm so in love with the journey, and I don't really care about the destination, because when I love the journey, everything will fall in place. Nothing will be considered nothing will be considered a constraint. And you can see after closing, the trade price moved up around 150 more points. But it's okay. I took what I had to do, and this is my own piece of the pie. And you can check the compass. I've been trading slowly with this account, but hopefully you can get it to a payout. You can see it's 1K day to day. Very grateful, man. We'll see how tomorrow goes. With that being said, stay blessed. If you want to get funded with Alpha Capital, check the link below. If you want to start journaling, you can also check the link below. And that being said, have a great time. Remember to subscribe, Bob. Remember to subscribe. Peace.